You're listening to The Brian D. O'Leary Show, your sanctuary for serious content in an unserious culture.
All right, folks, welcome back. Brian O'Leary here with you once again. Brian D. O'Leary Show. Good to have you once again. I want to talk first today about the new front page at briandO'Leary.com. That's where you can go to find out all about what we're up to, the show, and all sorts of things. On the front, above the fold, I guess you call it, they say people hate you for believing in real things, and the best revenge is real success. And I believe that. Of course, I wouldn't have it on there if I didn't believe that. And what I see in our culture today is a lot of gaslighting. They don't like you believing in the real things. But what can you do about it other than have real success in your life? And success is one of those things. I've written about it, and you can sign up on actually right on that front page, get the O'Leary letter there. I've written about success a little bit in our daily emails. Success is not what you have, it's how you feel about what you have. It's a peace of mind in some respects. And it's a result of the effort to become the best in whatever we choose to do, whatever our field of endeavor. So, anyway, that's what I got going on here. Sorry I haven't been with you in a while, but I've been reinventing website, this show in particular, where it's going to go. So if you go down on briandO'Leary.com, probably don't, even if you don't have a computer in front of you, you have what we've been doing. We're involved in personal and group coaching. And over the summer, we had a really great session in my Inner Sphere program. And real quickly, the framework here is have a plan, be aggressive, exhibit character. And I say you become abnormal. Normal is fine, acceptable and average. If you want to do great things, become abnormal. Fine is a bit silly. And then beat the competition. I'm not going to beat every podcaster out there, no doubt. But what is my real competition? Well, my real competition is procrastination, negative thought patterns, and my own comfort zone. We fix this for people, for myself. It's a constant process, but we work on it and we fix it. So if you want, there's links to some of our programs, and you can book a free call with us, and we can talk about things, see if we're a fit. Might not be a fit. Anyway, what else we got on there? Oh, yeah. Probably since I've been on the pod here, I've got a new magazine coming out. I had a sample issue in the summer. It's called the Los Gatos Review, called An Elegantly Irreverent Quarterly Journal of the American Right. And that's a pretty succinct description of it. Planned on having a new print issue out probably in November, early November. It's we're going to miss the election. So I would recommend you sign up for our emails at o'learyletter.com, or you can just go, like I said, go to briandO'Leary.com and get our emails if you want to hear us talking about that. And then all of our podcasts will let you know what we're talking about there. So if you're looking for some analysis on the election and whatnot, I just don't think that my project for my new magazine is going to be ready in time to have that all in place. But we shall see. But sign up, and there's a link to buy the magazine, or at least a sample issue. It's digital form at this point, and on that same site where you link to getting the magazine, the Los Gatos Review, you can just go to losgatosreview.com, but it brings you to a site called where we have it for sale. It's Gumroad. So a lot of folks are using it to sell their products and things. But we also have a hot sauce. Yeah, hot sauce. It's called Naturally Ordered Hot Sauce. And from your friends at the Los Gatos Review, spicy, never dull. You can buy that there on that same site. And if you're looking for a good hot sauce, it's a wonderful hot sauce. Didn't think I'd be in the hot sauce game, but here I am. All right. And then we also have the O'Leary Review Substack page where we go more long form on our essays, not the daily emails that are shorter. Try to be shorter anyway. And we go more into detail on that. I'm, again, reinventing the Substack there to go along with the podcast and the website and tying it all in one. Bigger project than I had in mind, but here we are. So I want to talk about some things today. And front of the mind is baseball postseason, college football season, the NFL. And I'm not going to talk about it though, other than to say I've watched more baseball in the last 4 days probably than I did all season. Anyhow, and that's for a whole nother time. But I want to talk about the election. I mean, that is on the front of mind from a lot of folks. And there was a debate last night, vice presidential debate between J.D. Vance and Tim Walz. And I watched it, paid attention to most of it. First of all, I have to say that if you were at all considering the Walz-Harris ticket, you're not on the team. You're not on my team. So let's just get that out of the way first. It's pathetic. And what I often say when I talk about these things is that it is political. Life, culture, society, etc. But it's not about elections, and it's really not. This debate was not really about the election. I see a lot of analysts, on TV and, on the Twitter sphere and all that stuff. They're analyzing it like it was a ball game, and it's really not. I can't imagine this debate swaying anyone one way or another, just like the Trump-Harris debate. Perhaps it does. I don't want those people on my team if they don't know that the Walz or Harris-Walz ticket is incredibly destructive for the future of America. Say what you want about Trump, but anyway, I'll get to that in a minute. But these people are making it about elections. It shouldn't be about elections. Everything's political, really. But it shouldn't come down to these elections and how really polarized we are here in this country. These people on the side of Harris and Walz, these people are just two of the stupidest people I've ever seen on a major political stage. Yeah, you had Dan Quayle, George W. Bush. The left-wing media made them out to look like idiots. Dan Quayle a couple times. I was thinking about his debate performance against Lloyd Benson. Lloyd Benson just ruined him. Basically ruined his political career. But anyway, they hate you. These people hate you, and they want you dead. I go back to it on the very front of my website. People hate you for believing in real things. So the best revenge is real success. So I'm speaking to our people here. My people, our people. Those folks, the others, they might listen in here on occasion. They might read some of the stuff I write or other people write or talk about. They may be curious. But they're not our people, and they shouldn't be our people. And a vote for Harris Walz ticket, is a vote for the enemy. And when you vote, and granted, you don't have to tell me. Secret ballot society, whatever. That's fine. But if you flaunt the fact that you vote for Harris, you are my enemy. And you're the enemy of many people that follow us here. It is personal. It is political. And once again, it is not about elections. It's much bigger than that. And like I said, I do not care if you vote for Trump or not. And I understand if your conscience forbids that. But it also is the right and normal, well, I say become abnormal. It's a right and moral thing to vote for the lesser of two evils given the choice. And here we are. And then some people will say, oh, voting for the lesser of two evils is still voting for evil. I'm not going to vote. I don't believe that's the right and moral position. In fact, it is not the right and moral position. Given the choice, what are you going to do? You're going to vote if you were concerned with morality, which a lot of these folks are not. But if you were voting for something to get less bad than fully bad, that's a step in stopping the tide, in other words. That's okay. Kamala Harris, Kamala, whatever. She is dumb and evil. And if she gets elected as president of the United States, it will hasten the downfall of our society. As the Kevin Bacon character said in A Few Good Men, these are the facts, and they are undisputed. And Trump, of course, he's not an ideal candidate to most folks. He at least stands up against this rank evil of the Democrats. And he's just evil. Yeah, I understand coming from families where you vote Democrat. You just do. Or you vote Republican. You just do. Well, those days are over, friends. We can't just reflexively do that anymore. It's different. The two parties were relatively similar. I mean, the parties themselves, frankly, are very similar right now, Republican or Democrat. It's just a direction that the Democrats advocate is turbo destruction of the United States. I don't understand the motivation, but here we are. And we just have to, if we want, I don't mind the whole thing getting blown up, but I want a bit of stability in my life. I don't want that for me or my children. Fine, it gets blown up. I don't think it's a great system, frankly. But I want at least the modicum of stability and civility and all that stuff. It's not about elections, but it is political, all of it. So keep that in mind. In Trump, he's going to face opposition every step of the way. He's probably going to get shot and killed, and actually killed, I would imagine. I have no inside knowledge, of course, but like the 2 attempts already, and who knows how many more there have been. They just don't like the guy at all, clearly. He's going to face opposition every step of the way, but he's not going to hasten the downfall of the country, the nation, whatever you want to call it, nearly as bad or as fast as Harris Walz. I mean, this is just destructive. If he doesn't give us a fighting chance, he'll at least give us a better chance. Donald Trump will. And then, really, you have the third-party candidates, but it's foolish, particularly in this election, to even think about voting for one of those. I understand the people that don't vote. Can't bring themselves to do it, and maybe a little soul searching needs to be in there. But honestly, you vote Harris Walz, like, get away from me. I don't want anything to do with you. I don't care if you vote for Trump, frankly. Like I said, about some not so bright folks at the center of political power here in the United States over the years, none can even come close to the intellectual vacancy that exists with Kamala Harris. And Tim Walz last night in the debate showed that he was a little bit better on his feet, but just stunned when reality hits him in the face and he can't figure himself out of a wet paper bag. He is an evil guy, knowing what's happened in Minnesota under his rule, I guess you call it, and it's crazy what's happened there. And he's a terrible guy, evil, and he looks like an everyman type of guy, but he's stupid and evil, and that's not a good combination, particularly for what we need to get if we want to thrive. And I talk about human flourishing a lot, and as human beings, we're not going to flourish under the Harris Walz ticket or administration. We're just not. It's not a recipe for that to happen. It's just reaction against what's coming next down the pike. And anyway, some of your friends, maybe your family, are going to vote for these people. So what do? She seems nicer than Trump. Well, fine, whatever. Walz might seem nicer than J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance seemed fairly nice. Whatever. It doesn't really matter because O'Leary's first law states, we've covered this in the past, it states that nice is not a virtue. We should not care about nice. Donald Trump, not nice. For the most part, not nice. He can cut to the quick. But he is entertaining, and he does get it right when it comes to Harris. She's just stupid. And Donald Trump might not be the brightest president or presidential candidate we've ever had, but he's not stupid. Harris is stupid. My laws, second law, is you can't cast yourself out of a tangle. And that relates to my days in fly fishing, but it applies universally. And I think I've covered that. I'm not going to cover it again today, but just think about it for a little bit. You can't cast yourself out of a tangle. And O'Leary's third law, which I recently came up with the wording, I'm going to go with it, I think. While apologies are often necessary or appropriate, never should you have to explain yourself, particularly for something you believe and are not sorry for. This is what they want you to do. This law might be a little long, but we're going to go with it. This is what they want you to do. They want you to explain your beliefs, and then they don't care. They just want you to waste time jabbering back and forth. And it's a major problem in today's culture, and it has to do with we're saturated with liberalism. And that's a subject we'll get to in another time. And a topic we'll cover, hopefully, in way more detail than we can right now. But our people, we can't win when we're spending our time explaining ourselves to the left. Just doesn't work. Our energy is spent in the wrong place. And the left doesn't care. They don't care about an intellectual debate. They shroud themselves in this academia and journalism, making it look like they care about, the intellectual life of the country, but they don't. They care about power. That's politics. And we should too. So stop explaining yourself to people who don't care. But by all means, explain and articulate your ideas to me or with us or in our magazine, the Los Gatos Review, or in our emails. You can write back, or our Substack and our comments. Like, rate, review, whatever you want to say. But don't give them an inch. They'll take a mile. And this is going to bring me to a final point before I wrap up. You'll lose. Probably. More than likely. You'll lose friends. You'll lose family. And you'll lose employment. Or you may lose friends, family, or employment. When you stand up for what you believe. And particularly, if you don't explain yourself. There's no need to explain yourself. At a certain point, we know what we believe. The whole idea is just getting more firm on that. I knew what I believed. And frankly, all that happened to me a few years ago. It's not pleasant to go through this. And it makes me, I think, even more sad right now, thinking about it, that I've been vindicated on every count with why people left me, essentially. Friends, family, employers. I was right. That makes me sad. I wish I was wrong. I really do. For their sake, not mine. I'm talking vaxes, lockdowns, masks, politics. Again, not elections. How you think about the world. If you're listening here, I appreciate it. Appreciate you coming back and listening to us. You're going to be on the right side of history. There's no doubt about that. But it will be even better if we can experience the right side, that human flourishing that I talked about. If we can experience that together, that human flourishing that we desire. It'd be great if our posterity will be able to inherit that. And I'm optimistic long term, pessimistic short term, but we get enough people who start believing in real things and get their real success. It's the best revenge, once again. So stand up for what you believe. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for what's right. Again, it is political. It's not about elections. And thanks for tuning in today, guys. And don't forget to go to the all-new BrianDOLeary.com and check us out over there. Don't forget to rate and review these podcasts. As always, this is your host, Brian O'Leary. Good day. For more of our podcasts, head on over to BrianDOLeary.com. And while you're over there, sign up for our email list. We'll send you daily emails. You can also find the link for our Substack page and various other resource pages we have. And that's at BrianDOLeary.com. Thinking about starting that new podcast of yours? Having trouble figuring out how to do it, perhaps? Never fear. We were in that same spot a few years back. At O'Leary & Company, we don't have all of it licked. But we've gone through the struggles of setting up those podcasts and those side gigs so that you don't have to. And you can go to o'learyandcompany.com for more details. That's o'learyandcompany.com.